Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, that guy from Team Niederdorf, bringing you another anime review. And to be quite honest, I literally just finished this about maybe 3 minutes ago, and I'm still a little fucked up by the ending. If you can't tell by my tone and maybe my facial expressions, because this show, which is Your Lie in April, wow, just wow. Um, well, I guess I should get the first thing off my chest. It says rated TV PG, and a lot of the tones that got me, I do not believe would be PG, but hey, that's just my personal opinion. I personally believe the more adult themes that they're dealing with, even though I do acknowledge and recognize that a lot of children and teenagers, and especially adults, go through what these people go through in this show. However, I don't know, man. It seems a little heavy for a PG rating, in my opinion. The best analogy I could come up with is it's PG in the way that Inside Out was PG. Like, it was one of those movies you show your kid, but you're not quite sure if they got all the overtones and undertones of the entire thing. And this show did a pretty good job of explaining things, and one of the many things I'll praise it for is its imagery was very, very powerful. But good imagery is nothing without a good story to tell, and this was a wonderful, wonderful story. Despite how I wish it may have ended differently, but that gets into spoiler territory. But, watch the show and judge for yourself. And this, unlike my other anime reviews, this isn't on Funimation. This is through A1 Pictures, and you can find it on Netflix right now. If you're a musician, you're gonna like this show because it is very much centered around two musicians and then the main character's two best friends. And at its core, this is a love story. Much like Snow White with Red Hair was a love story. But this one, I don't know, felt more like, I don't know if it was the time it was set in or just the way they told the story, but it felt more grounded, realistic, despite all the out of this world imagery. It's like the imagery was showing you what was going on inside his head, inside his body. And the way they decide to depict certain things as foreshadowing or just things that happened during was a beautiful way to go about it. Um, a lot of the sections where he does play music, there's a lot of imagery that goes with it. It shows that music is the one language everyone understands, and even if we don't speak the same language, it can touch you here. Like, music is the one thing that will bind people together no matter what. It doesn't matter how much you differ politically, whether your interests are way different. You could meet someone who normally you would fucking hate their guts, but let's say they love the same band you do, or they play the same instrument you do. And all of a sudden, there's just this unique, universal connection that you and that person feel. And this show brings that completely to the forefront. And the way they wrap things up was beautiful, and this almost smacked me as hard as the end of Sword Art Online 2, because if it wasn't for the fact that it probably wakes some people up, I would have probably, you know, broke down harder than I did. Like, this one was more that contained cry you do, like one where you physically feel sad and your eyes water, but you feel nothing come out. And I'm just telling you straight up, that was how I felt after watching everything in one shot. 22 episodes. I thought it was 13, and to my surprise, it wasn't. And nothing was done without a purpose. Now, if you're going to watch this all in one shot, and even if you're just going to do little chunks, you are going to notice a lot, and I do mean a lot, of flashbacks. But ultimately, those flashbacks, just add to the overall weight of what the creator and storyteller was trying to tell. And as we all know, things don't impact as hard unless the actors give a performance, because you can have the most beautiful imagery, you can have the best writing, but if your actors cannot give the performance to back it up, then you got a shit play, or a shit movie, or a shit TV show, or a shit song, whatever. The person that is ultimately going to be doing the delivering needs to be on top of it. And this show, I have no complaints with the acting whatsoever. Now, the only thing that sort of hints at its PG rating is every time it did get deep or really deep. And I know some of you may think that it might not get that deep, but to me personally, it did. I also just felt a strong personal connection to the main character, and I really feel for him. I really do. It's something I've been trying to do with myself recently is actually, I should get to the point and then I'll go to that. Yeah. They what you would call it? Yeah. As I said, when they go deep, they sort of jar the emotion a little bit. Like, one moment will be down here, and the next you'll have someone comedically yelling at someone, or someone getting smacked, or not like in the same emotion. Like, they try to not keep you too down in the dumps. And I gotta say, had they not done that and had the rating probably been higher, it would have probably wrecked me like Sword Art Online 2 did. And most of Sword Art Online 2 didn't wreck me, but those of you who have watched it probably know the exact moment I'm talking about. In fact, if you have not watched Sword Art Online 2, watch it. You may get a little discouraged after or during the Excalibur arc, but please keep going, because the best arc of that season is yet to come. Anyhow, back to The Lie in April. I have no complaints. I'm just generally baffled that this made me feel the way it did. I love music. I personally felt invested in the entire thing. Everything felt real to me. There was no almost out of place action. With like the exceptions of some stuff that obviously wouldn't happen, but then again, you could sort of see how that might happen to someone. I can't speak for everybody, so I'm not going to. I'm just saying, for me personally, I feel that they tackle the subject matters they tackle wonderfully. And it sort of does feel also like a slice of life show where You're just watching these people live their lives. They don't do anything extraordinary. The only extraordinary thing they do is be musicians. That is their superpower. And the imagery only goes to lend at how powerful music can actually get. But the music and the story between these people are just superbly well told, and I've probably said that about 10 times now. I just can't get over it. Just get onto your Netflix account. It's called The Lie in April. Or Your Lie in April. Yeah. I'm a little fucked up from that show right now, and it's also kind of late. But yeah, Kose, main character, really strikes a chord with me. And probably said that a lot too. I'm just at a loss of what to say. Like, this is my actual reaction to that show. And I'm just still in sort of shock by it. You can see it just by the way I'm talking about things. And I do like to do these reviews for the most part, as I do like to run a semi-critical comb through things. I am a fan after all, and I like to say the review as if I'm talking to a friend, and that's what I do. So I know there's probably more I can talk about. I'm just not in the right mindset to fully dissect every single moment, and I'm just showing you the pure reaction, emotional reaction that it invoked in me, and I am still feeling at the moment. And this show did bring up a lot of memories for me. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably why it resonated so hard. But in the end of the day, if something can make you feel like that, it's one of those things that reminds you why you like to be human. No matter how much of a dark corridor you might have been in, I know I've been in that dark corridor, and even though everything's happy in my life right now, I can't complain. It was just nice to have something invoke that kind of response in me, just to show that I can get that response revoked in me. So I've rambled on for 13 minutes on this show, and this is more of a reaction than a review, but I guess I did review it. There's so many great elements. The characters' chemistry play together perfectly, and I don't really want to spoil anything. If you like music, if you like a love story, if you like inspiring stories, because boy, oh boy, did this thing inspire. Like, you will feel inspired watching this. So, if you like that kind of stuff, this is for you. If you want to just give something new a chance, this is for you. I literally went into this knowing nothing. I literally saw it was in English and went, why not? You know, one of those happy accidents where you're just like, hey, I'm going to give this a try. I know nothing about it, but I'm going to go watch it. And I got to tell you, that first episode, when it was over, I'm like, has it been 20, 22 minutes? Really? Because me, it felt like maybe 5, 10 minutes had passed. But it just drew me in so quickly that I didn't know what to do. And maybe watching it all at once, it did drag a little bit for me, but what are you going to do? The clear tone did get across. So we're at the about 15-minute mark here. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Please go check out this show. It's on Netflix. I can't suggest it enough. And we're going to break on three. And I'll see you next time. 1, 2, 3, break.